DWT, just hit OK, and there's no problem there. Okay, so what do? I'm going to turn this off because I don't want it. And then what else do I want? I definitely want polar snap-on, which I've got. Now, I don't have any layers, so I gotta make layers. So I do the same thing I did before, which is object, and then I'm gonna make another one for dimensions, and then one for doors, just because I like that. Okay, now the object is, it's actually, in reality, I'd probably call that the walls layer is what I'd really do, so I'll rename that. And I'll just go ahead and rename that walls. Okay, walls and dimensions. Okay, dimensions, we're using red as our default. And then for the doors, we'll just use red too, so we'll do that. Now, if I go here and make walls my current layer, we're good to go. Now, the only thing is, down here, my units are decimal. Okay, so let me show you what would happen. So I'm going to start to draw my 15-foot length, okay, which we did before. So I start my polyline, I'm good to go. I start here, and I go, okay, 15 feet. Boom, hit my enter key. Whoa, what's going on here? What's wrong? I just typed in the foot symbol and take it. Why? It doesn't like it. And why doesn't it like it? Because I didn't use a template that was set up to architectural. That's why. Okay, so how do I change this? Okay, well, it won't take that. So what I could do is I could say, well, you know, what I'll do is I'll just multiply everything times 12. You know, 15 feet times 12 is, okay, I could try that way. That's going to get old real quickly. Okay, it's 180. So do we want to do that? No, we just want to type in feet. So we tell AutoCAD, we want you to accept feet. So how do we do that? Down here at decimal, okay, we click down here and we choose architectural. Now, we see feet and inches here. Now we'll see something else here. So if I click on my line, if I click on here, I type in 15 feet. Now, notice what happened now. Because again, we did not use a template, okay? This is the stuff I'm saving you from right now, okay, by giving you templates. When you start a drawing in AutoCAD, all right, and you don't tell it to do anything else but use the AK.DWT, it is focusing in on an area that's 12 inches by 9 inches, roughly the size of the sheet of paper. So therefore, if I have this sheet of paper here, right here, and I'm going to draw a 15-foot room, I start here and begin to draw. What's going to happen with a line? It goes, this is what happens. All right, so does that mean I can't draw? No, I just have to tell AutoCAD I want to see what I just drew. So what do I do? Well, the easiest thing to do is just to zoom out, okay? And if you can't zoom out far enough, you might have to do what's called a regen. So I'll hit escape, and I'll go ahead and I'll regen it. And then I'll zoom out, and then I can see it, okay? Regen is actually an old AutoCAD thing, and you have to actually type it in, R-E-G-E-N. And it looks like this, R-E-G-E-N, regen. And so you just type in regen and hit enter. It'll regenerate your screen so you can actually see what else is going on out there. The other way to do it is if you're on this thing right now and you've drawn this and you haven't zoomed yet, you could go to zoom all. And the fastest way to zoom all, you can do it a couple ways. You can go to the navigation bar and choose zoom all. And if you do that, it'll show you that. Okay, the other thing you can do is if you're just right in here, I like to do this, Z enter, A enter, and that's zoom all as well. So now at this point, is my object 15 feet long? Let's click on it, and I hold my cursor over it. And as long as dynamic input is turned on, am I in good shape? Is that the right dimension?
Yeah.
It is 15 feet. It's telling me 15 feet. Now if I go back here to architectural and change it back to decimal, look what I get now. So that's the difference. Okay, so architectural, if you're not seeing, if it's not accepting feet, that's why. So you could just type in 180, but that's a pain. Yeah.
Is there a way to change the scale of how it starts? So instead of it doing by like...
Yeah. Okay, in other words, the area that you start with...
Right, so if you did that 15-foot line, it would just show up.
Yeah. That's why the template I have for GH does that automatically. You'll notice you didn't have to zoom out when I did that for you for GH. That's because I had the template set up. If you use the template, then you were not zoomed in.
No, I had to for my, when I tried to draw H for the lettering.
Okay.
I had to change the size.
Yes, for that part, I left one thing for you to do, yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm always trying to leave little nuggets for you guys. I can't do everything for you. I have to make you learn something, you know. So I try to leave a few things undone here and there so that you guys got to say, why is that? You know, and then you can, yeah, make me think. All right, so there's your 15-foot. Now here we go. Now if I go ahead and start to keep on drawing this, I go here, and then my next dimension here is 22 feet. Again, I'm going inside to inside, 22 feet. And then, did I take that? Oh, I'm in decimal, that's why. Why is this happening? Okay. It just can't relate to you, is what's going on. It just doesn't know what you're trying to say. Okay? It's not its fault, you know? Okay, so 14 feet. And then we do this. Now, here's the cool trick again. I go down here and I touch this, and I pull it up and see that green tracking vector. That saves me all kinds of time. Now we don't have to do the math. So once that's done, you'll notice that I drew this in lines, okay? Now, if I drew something in lines and I want to turn to polyline, it's really easy to fix it. I just grab all my lines and I type in the letter J for join. J, join, all right? All right, J will join your polyline. And once you've joined it, I've now got a polyline here, okay? So now we're all set. So there's lines and there's polylines. And so we just, because we want a poly, went ahead and did this. Okay, and then if I'm gonna offset this, how do I offset it? I forgot, that teacher went too fast. Okay, so let's see here, I go to F1, and I go, okay, let's see here, how do I do this? I think it's an offset, okay, and then, okay, I go to offset command, and where is that for Schlagender offset command? Oh, there it is, okay, that's an old term for Schlagender, it's Yiddish, okay. And then we go here to offset, and the offset command asks me, first of all, you'll notice right now, I have a bracket again, I have a bracket that say, okay, through, what does that mean? That means if you just pick a random point, that's what's gonna offset it. Okay, but by default, it's asking you for distance. Well, what's our distance for offset? 4. And you don't have to type in the inches because it's inferred, so you just type in 4. And now I click here, do I click, now it asks me for a point to offset, do I click inside or outside? Outside, exactly. Okay, and then, now all I gotta do is put my dimensions in. Isn't this a happy day? Well, let's see what we get here. So if I go here and start to put my dimensions in, and if I'm going from the inside to the inside, which is proper procedure, oh man, AutoCAD sucks, you know, I can't see this, okay? What's going on here? Well, it's another thing the template did. The template controls dimension styles too. So if this is happening, AutoCAD doesn't suck, you just have to tell it, oh, you're still operating in the old ACAD.DWT world. And I have to catch you up to where I'm at because I've advanced past that. So you just have to tell AutoCAD, this is what you want to do. So next thing you do right here is we go in here and we go to the annotation and we go here to dimension style, which you saw before. And in this particular case, we're going to go to modify it, and we're going to say, okay, a couple things here. First of all, our primary units are decimal. Is that right? No. We want to make that architectural. And then the next thing we want to do is symbols and arrows. Is that right? No. You want to go ahead and change that. And then the last thing we want to do is go to the fit. Now, since we're using standard, there's 2 different ways to do this, but for right now, we'll just assume that we're going to use an architectural value. And what it's doing right now is it's using a 1-inch scale, meaning it's just like 1-to-1, meaning it'll fit really nicely on a 12-inch by 9-inch sheet of paper. But we want it to be scaled up. An architectural drawing, a good place to start is 1/4 inch equals a foot. 1/4 inch equals a foot. Meaning that in every foot there's 48 units inside of it, 48 measurement units, okay? That's how AutoCAD works, okay? So if I say use a scale of 48, that will basically scale my dimension text to roughly a size that should be visible. So I'll go ahead and hit OK and close, and what do we have? Boom. That's it. That's what you get.
Could we just click above that fit button that says something like
Yes.
the size of my drawing?
Okay, if we go here, and if we go to fit right here.
Yeah, like the scale dimension the layout.
Yes, okay. Now that's another thing, okay? That's using annotation, okay? And there's another way to do this, which is called annotative scaling. Allocate dimensions. I'll show you this one as well, okay? Because you can do it either way. If I were to put my dimensions in, and I were to use annotative, and this is another approach. I'm glad you asked that question. So let's say I said, you know what? That was too much work having to go out there and scale that. I didn't like that. So you know what? AutoCAD's pretty robust. Let me see what else I can do. So I'm going to go out here, and this time I use annotative. You notice in annotative, it's got a little icon here. Anyone hazard a guess what that is? What that's representing, that little triangle? Anyone here work with architectural scales at all? Okay, they're triangular in shape. When you look at the end of them, that's what that is. Okay, so that's telling you right now, it's going to do some scaling for you right now. So we're going to tell it how. So what we do right now is we go to modify, and we're going to do the same kind of a thing. We're going to use annotative, and the primary units are going to be what? What are they going to be?
Architectural.
Architectural. And then you can change the precision. Let's say you're thinking 16th, that's too much. This quarter is fine. Also, if you need to show metric values, you can use alternate units. So if you're working with somebody from Canada or Europe, you can just change it right here, and this actually will give you the other value. Okay, so you can get either metric values or architectural values. That is gold right there that I just showed you. Okay, if you need it. The next thing is you got primary units. Now instead of fit, we want it to be annotative. Okay, I'll show you how this works now. Text, we're going to leave it alone. Symbols and arrows, we will do the same thing and use architectural text. So I just did that, and we'll hit OK. Now once I did this, I'm now going to make annotative current. And let's see how this works. Now, this is where we have to study our status bar again. Right here,